Good morning, everyone. It is time to showcase a mod. Wow, Streamlabs, how did you know? Good morning. I hope you have your tea, your coffee. I should check the sound is good. I have my guest of honor ready to speak in a bit. Welcome on in, guys. I'm so glad you could make it, even though that was last minute. Hey, not last minute, last hour. Okay. The stream was scheduled some 12 hours ago, but it will be worth it, definitely worth it. We will be taking a look at a mod soon, and Merlord and Xero Foxx will be the ones to tell us everything about it, what it does, how they made it, why they made it, everything. And of course, if you have questions, just put them in the chat. They will have eyes on it. You know the rule. If you ask a stupid question, be prepared to have no answer or a stupid answer. Though occasionally stupid questions actually lead to discussion. So you know what? Even if you have a stupid question, just ask it. Nothing to lose. Welcome to Denina, you were the very first. Lovely to see you. I've seen Merlord, of course, making a grand entrance. Mathieu, salut. Random Bell, welcome back. Feels like we talked not a very long time ago. In fact, this is my showcase install, so I still have beautiful Cities of Morrowind installed, so there'll be a little bit of you in the stream as well. Right, I think we're ready, I would say. Welcome on in, everyone. Merlord, Xero Foxx, if you would like to unmute yourself and say hello, I guess.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
It's going good. Chat, tell me, I think I'm gonna give Xero a little bit of gain.
Hello there.
Yeah. Tell me, chat, who's too quiet? To know who is who, you have to recognize the Kiwi accent. Both need a bit of gain, that's what I thought. All right, let's try that again.
Testing. How am I sounding?
That was definitely Kiwi accent.
Testing. How do I sound?
Sounds good. What about
Great.
Xero? That was good as well? Guys, you both sound good. Just there. Compliment straight away. Okay. Well, let's jump right in. Let me tell you a little story. The story started a few weeks ago when Xero Foxx showed me a little something, and it was super cool. And I was like, let me stream it. But I was really cool about it, so I was like, oh yeah, that's nice. Think I can stream it? But it was very secret, so I had to wait. And now the wait is over. The end. Xero, the mod started with you. Do you think you can sort of tell us how it started without telling us what it is? Because we want to tease people.
Sure. So, those of you who know my background, I have about 15 plus years of experience in Photoshop, and so textures and colors and
Xero, hang on, wait a second, because there's a couple of follows on YouTube and they're louder than you. I'm sorry. Thank you for the follows, guys. Sorry, go ahead, Xero.
Alrighty. Yeah, so like textures and Photoshop and colors and blending modes and video, that's sort of what I do. And like most of my mods, they usually start with an idea or just totally experimental. This started as something that I didn't even know was possible, but I, decided to get my hands dirty and see what all I could do. And it turned out to actually be quite amazing.
Pretty cool.
And so I joined forces with Merlord that could actually help turn my initial explorations into an actual mod. So
And that's when Merlord comes in. Merlord, just in case some people have no idea who you are, what is your specialty with modding?
I guess you'd call me a Lua scripting expert. So with this mod, Xero had come up with the actual content, I guess you could say, and it just needed some scripting to implement into a functional mod.
Basically, okay. I guess it would be fair to reveal just a little more to the chat. What do we tell them? What do we show them that might give them a hint?
Well, one thing I've explored in the past is shaders, and I've always been interested in that realm. And with with this mod, definitely uses that sort of technology, I guess. And what I was able to come up with was pretty cool.
So hard to talk about something without ever saying what it is, right? So we're dealing with shaders. With a shader in particular. Okay, I think I'm just going to open up my menu and let you guys read through my very short, it's actually really short list of mods installed, and let's see if you can spot the new mod. It's a game, spot the new mod. I should have gone with my massive install that has like, you know, dozens upon dozens of mod. So can we spot the new mod? Line 43. I was actually going to check. So the lines are numbered? Well done. More specifically, please. I didn't realize that was a trick question. Skooma something, can't read the rest. Yeah, the word is a mouthful, isn't it? Xero, what is the proper what is the proper pronunciation for the name of the mod?
Skoomaesthesia.
Skoomaesthesia. There you have it.
Derivative of synesthesia, if you're familiar with that term.
Yeah, explain it, because it's not exactly very common.
So synesthesia is basically when two or more senses get combined. So people that can see colors, or people, or not see colors, people that can hear music as colors, or people that can, you know, see or like feel sounds or things like that. So when two or more senses get very mixed up with each other to create interesting combinations.
Mm-hmm. Random Valley is suggesting some kind of booze shader. You're close, and yet so far, because it's a lot more than that, but some kind of. David, hey, hello. I was going to say, what is the meaning? There you go. It's been explained. Yes, it's a special stream. So there it is. Obviously, we have options. I have enabled everything. I want hallucinations. I want to be able to use my skooma pipes, and I want to be able to get addicted to skooma, because we've been waiting for that mod for so long. I am going to leave with the default setting so we can see, you know, how it is, and then we can play around with it a little bit. Okay, so I am ready. I've given myself plenty of skooma, plenty of moon sugar, and absolutely every skooma pipe I could find in the game. So I'm ready for it. I would say, shall we start by... Do we use a pipe first? Do we just get the skooma first? What do you think, guys?
I think we can go straight for the pipe.
Your papers, please.
I absolutely adore the models we have for the pipes. So that is a vanilla model, these two, because that's from the game. This one is actually from Tamriel Rebuilt. And this one, actually random, you can confirm because I'm not familiar with the prefix. And since I have nothing but Beautiful Cities of Morrowind, I'm guessing this is something added with Beautiful Cities of Morrowind. And I absolutely adore the subtle smoke there. I have a moon sugar because without moon sugar there is no skooma. Yes, it is. Okay. Well, this is my favorite skooma pipe now. And so, yes, we can take a good look at it. It's in working order and everything. It's lit even. So let's just go for it. And we obviously want to smoke the moon sugar. I'm going to shut up so that you can experience the whole thing. Oh my word.
I've rarely seen one as lovely as you. Please.
I don't know if it's
ask
the
your
skooma,
question.
but I think this guy looks really friendly. I like him. It is trippy, right? Super trippy. And you have the blur on the outside, the colors shifting. Don't do skooma, no. Oh no, it's over. Ah, the world looks rather boring now. I don't know. So you can obviously use the pipes. You can obviously still just drink skooma straight from the bottle, because that's what it is. And I want to go in the water because the shader in the water looked really gorgeous the last time I tried it. Look at that. Ah, sorry. Slaughterfish have no sense of respect.
If you want to see something really cool, try set
Yes.
the weather to thunderstorm.
Thunderstorm during a skooma trance. Is that what we call it? A skooma trance? Yeah, Danina, I actually, when I tested the mod, I was like looking around and I did drown. I actually forgot to breathe. It's the skooma. Weather thunderstorm, let's do that. All right, Xero, now that we've seen the mod and the shader, Daddy Dagoth, hello. Now that we've seen the shader, can you tell us a little bit more about how it happened, how you made it? And how complicated
Yes.
that was, probably.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, I've dabbled in shaders before, and I've made my own, general shader, and with some help, with some help from Vitastack. And the way that the mechanics of how it works is basically there is a reference image, a reference texture that has all the colors from black to white and all the colors in between.
Mm-hmm.
And that reference image basically references what the color should be on the screen. And basically what I did was I used some really advanced color theory to program in these color changes pixel by pixel, basically. So I took this reference image and coded all the things, all the complex color relationships that are happening line by line, pixel by pixel, and it took several hours, a lot of experimentation to get it just right. And I mean, it took a lot of finessing to get everything working. And probably my most favorite aspect are how the colors shift along the horizon. So it's not just individual colors that are changing, but like the entire color waves are going all across the landscape, which is really cool.
That's That sounds like it might have taken a lot of time.
It took a lot of time, and pretty much I used up all my, everything I learned through lots and lots of years of learning Photoshop and color theory and blending modes and all that stuff. And when I knew that, like, so I played around, and I quickly discovered I had stumbled upon magic. And the only problem was the shader was always active.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
So once you do Skooma, you're under effect of Skooma forever.
Yeah, I was playing Morrowind, psychedelic Morrowind all the time, and I was like, and so that's when I, contacted the one person I knew, one of the best people I knew that could actually turn this magic into a mod.
I
That's when
actually
Merlord came into the picture.
Sorry, I actually want to show the chat one of the very early screenshots you sent me. That was the very, very beginning of what you were doing with the shader, I think. Let me show you, sorry. Yeah. There we go. So it was even more psychedelic then, but not as fitting, I guess, for Morrowind. So from here to there. I have maximum intensity now. Let's take a look at... The blur is already at 100. So this is as trippy and blurry as it gets. Which is enough. So
you'll have to restart the trip for the changes to come into effect.
Oh, that's why. Okay. But we will wait until it passes. It looks so bland now. I'm not sure I like that anymore. So Merlord, when Xero Foxx first came to you with his shader, what did you have to do?
Yeah, so
Whoa! Sorry, I'm tripping. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, it's at 100%. It is insane.
That's nuts. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, my headphones just unplugged. Yeah, so when Xero gave me this shader, the first thing we added was an intensity variable. So the mod starts with intensity 0, so the shader doesn't do anything, and then when you activate the pipe, it slowly increases the intensity up to 1, which engages the shader and brings it up to the maximum amount. And then the other thing I did was add a color shifting algorithm to the shader. So the initial shader by Xero replaced a single color of a pixel to a single other color, which created a cool, rainbow kind of effect. But what I did was I cycled it so that color effect cycles through the color spectrum, and that's how you get the kind of melting walls appearance.
Definitely
yeah, and then we
makes it trippier. Oh look, he's doing Skooma too. Sorry, it's over again. Darn it. So the color shifting definitely adds a lot to the immersion. Xero, if I remember properly, the sound is something you had from the beginning as well, right?
Yeah, and one element of the color shifting that was pretty cool that I was able to design on my end was before the colors would shift, you could get, the colors to sort of do that wave, but you had to like move. So if you notice, if you move forward really fast, it actually shifts the colors as well, in addition to the color cycling.
Makes sense.
But yeah, But yeah, with the sound was really important. I actually wanted a sound that kind of sounded, transcendental and very sort of trippy. And the power's back on. I'm sitting here in the dark at my house because the power went out.
Yes, we have to tell
Anyway.
we have to tell you the
Yay.
truth. An hour before, oh wow, trippy. An hour before the stream, Xero said, I have no power in my house. I hope I can use my phone. So you're in your house or in your car right now?
I'm in my house.
Okay, good.
But yeah, so the sound is actually based on solfeggio frequencies, which are, if you don't know what solfeggio frequencies are, they're basically resonant sounds that activate certain parts of your brain.
Mhm.
So I wanted something that felt really transcendental and also
Without being
kind of
too
has some actual science behind it.
out there. Yeah. It's very zen. I think he did Skooma too. It's a lot more popular these days. And then you added a few more features, Merlord, that weren't originally there.
Yeah, so we'd kind of finished the mod and we realized we had a few days of modathon left. So I contacted Greatness 7 to see if he could put together an animation for smoking skooma, and he delivered a pretty awesome animation too.
Mm-hmm.
And with the recent changes to MWEC, you can now, if you go into third person and try smoking it,
Yeah.
you'll see you can actually move around while smoking it. So the animations are now, it doesn't freeze you in
first
place.
person as well, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was a huge, it really adds a lot to the mod, I think, actually having the animation there.
Yes.
And
We've
then,
been expecting you.
And you're adding the addiction mechanics, which I'm guessing is not triggering for you because you have 100 willpower. And your chance of
that's what
addiction
it
is, yeah.
Yesterday,
willpower-based.
I gave myself 20 bottles of Skooma, and I was like, Spanning, come on! I was like, what is this? Okay, so willpower. Let's change that. So we wanna see the addiction. Right. So how does the addiction work?
So if you get addicted to skooma, so every time you smoke skooma, based on your willpower, you have a chance of getting addicted. I think the chance is quite high right now. Something like a 50% chance at 50 willpower. I'm not too sure. But yeah, so if you get addicted, you will start suffering withdrawal symptoms after 2 days of not using skooma, and then that'll give you a debuff. And then if you manage to go 5 days without smoking, then you'll recover from your addiction.
It is super trippy and yeah, nice.
The way the colors interact with the fog is the most amazing, because the fog kind of changes the color profile.
Mm-hmm.
So, and because that's how the shader is based, you end up with this three-dimensional effect of these waves
Really
flowing over the landscape. It's really cool.
It's very, very cool. It's closer to what I got when I was underwater, actually. Those very smooth colors swirling around. Okay, stop now, Skooma. Come on. I might be permanently afflicted because I drank a lot. I still want to try and get addicted. There we go. There we go. And then if I wait 12 hours?
It's 2 days,
A
actually.
whole 2 days. Skooma addiction is hard. Very glad I don't have Ashfall right now.
I must say, in addition to the programmed addiction mechanics, the mod comes with, some built. In addition to the programmed addiction mechanics, I must say, the mod itself is inherently addictive. When I was playtesting it, all I wanted to do was find skooma, and because I know where all the sunken ships are, which often have skooma, that was my mission.
Finding skooma, though it's really nice. I mean, skooma is rare and hard to find, but as long as you have your moon sugar.
I feel like I'm finally beginning to understand the way of the Khajiit, sweet moon sugar. Never wanted to
Definitely,
end.
my next character will have to be a Khajiit. I'm so fast though. Or am I? Is it the world that is fast around me? Hard to tell. I'm looking. If I smoke from my inventory, there it is. There it is, that third-person animation you were talking about, Merlord. And obviously the very cool thing is if you smoke skooma from the skooma pap using moon sugar, you get the same effect as actually drinking skooma. So everything is near perfection, I guess. Right. Waiting for my withdrawal symptoms. That is very mild, actually. It's not so bad. It does get worse, right?
Oh yeah, so that text mild there, I might remove that because right now there's only one withdrawal effect. It doesn't get progressively worse, but that will be a feature in the future where
Excellent,
it'll
excellent.
get worse and worse until we finally recover.
I would say that 5 points. I mean, it's mild, and if you have steps, it's good. But I could easily see a 30 points debuff. Like, the debuff has to be big enough that I would actually consider having skooma, because right now I cannot function without it.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's not like so we help people roleplay.
Yeah. Someone mentioned it'd be interesting to have the world less colourful when you're sober if you're addicted, and that's something we actually wanted to implement, and we tried it, but the desaturation effect we had, it was a bit too annoying, to have it constantly on. It would be nice to have the colours pulled back a little bit, but yeah, we just need to nail down the right shader effect for that. It would be a good idea.
And I'm pretty sure that, and we're back in beautiful Balmora, I'm pretty sure that as people play the mod, you'll get all kinds of feedback that will help you fine-tune. And as you play it as well, I find that's often the most important thing to fine-tune a mod. You have to play it yourself, and that's when you realize, oh, I like that. I actually don't like that. I want more of this and less of that. That sort of thing. Let me catch up with the chat real quick. Can that box be changed so you don't have to press OK? You will remove it completely, Merlord, or just have remove the OK so the message box just pops and then goes away?
You'll probably remove that. That was just helpful for me to know for sure that the mechanic
is
is
working.
working.
Exactly. Yeah. That's how you know. I agree with that. So sorry. It would be interesting if, once addicted, the world would look less colorful when sober. Yeah. But I don't know. Once you're not addicted anymore, I don't know.
Greetings.
She's very, or maybe I'm still under the effect, but she's very green. Perfect. When you start not knowing what is Skooma and what is the real world. Let's have some more. That's right. Well, I guess I'm still addicted now. I caved in. Yes, those colors. Oh my goodness. Hey, Plastic. Welcome on in. You did help with the shader, obviously. There's very little shader work being done without you having a NOR in it. Welcome on in. We could use depth directly. It would produce a more visible effect than fog. It's true that fog is very striking. Go ahead, Merlord.
The depth, the way it interacts with depth was sort of incidental. We didn't plan on that, but it is a very cool effect. So yeah, using depth directly might help create an even more stark effect. Might be something to look into.
So more to look forward to. In terms of installation, compatibility, all the technical stuff, there's no plugin.
there's no plugin. You will have to install a shader on MGE.exe. Just stick it to the end of your shader list. So that's one extra step, which is unavoidable at the moment until we get some proper APIs with MGE to do it ourselves. Yeah, other than that, it's just pure Lua, just plug and play.
So real quick, because not everyone is actually used to playing around with shaders. Hopefully starting MGE is not going to make, yes, it's well done MGE, you know what's what. So let's quit for a second. So no, my Morrowind is gone now, it's okay. All right, here we go. So shaders, you want to first enable the shaders here, shader setup, we're not there yet. Then modding, and up there are all the available shaders, that's what it says, right? And the way you install a shader is very simple, you just double click on it. This one needs to be at the bottom, so when you double click on it, it will be straight at the bottom. If for any other reasons you need to move the shaders, you have that up and down. But this one needs to be right at the bottom. So double click up there, it will be here. Save, you're done. You can now go and have fun with Skooma. I think I explained that clearly. So now we all know how to do Skooma. Okay, is there something we haven't covered yet? Something I've missed?
I think that's just about it.
One thing I did kind of want to show you really quick.
Yeah.
Is maybe just I'll send you the pictures of what that color reference image looks like before it's been altered and after it's been altered. Let me.
I did a terrible thing. I alt-tab out of Morrowind while it was loading and it hasn't crashed. Like. All right. Looking at Discord.
Yep. So there's before.
I see.
And there's after. And if you look at it full screen, so you can kind of see the individual pixels, you'll see how that's all being complicatedly translated.
So that was the before.
Sort of.
Let me grab the after. Oh, whoa. So you started from that, and then you shifted the pixel around to get this.
Oh yes, like took a lot. I mean, a lot of the color relationships are every other line, every other pixel, like horizontally, every other pixel. Vertically, I have some, like in one box is tinted a little bit more red, another box is tinted a little bit more orange. Obviously, the human eye can't really perceive all these differences, but it makes a huge difference as to what happens on the screen. So there's a lot of really literally programming these different lines of colors, and the color relationships really is how it all happens.
It certainly looks quite complicated. I have zero notions about, colors, perceptions and all that. But I can attest, and I think that the chat will agree with me, that the result in the game is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Let me catch up with the chat. You guys have eyes on the chat as well?
Yeah, we can see the chat.
Good. Did you guys do a lot of primary research in preparation for this mod? A lot of Khajiits have been interviewed, yes. That's what happened. Since Skooma Moonsugar use is supposed to be illegal, can we be arrested for smoking in public? Ooh, feature creep. What do you think?
Yeah, that was something.
Merlord, did we just lose you?
Can you hear me?
Yep, now we can.
Okay, not sure what happened there. Yeah, so yeah, we had discussed making it trigger a crime if a guard sees you smoking a pipe. And it would be a good feature to add when we have the time to do it. Probably not before the modathon ends, though.
Your turn.
Your papers, please.
Well, he's not interested. Yeah, that would be. Hey, Zero. Yes, you can finally type. That would make sense. Then obviously the players can use their own common sense and not smoke in front of the captain, who doesn't seem to care right now. But it would definitely be a nice feature, I would think. It could be a post that goes over the land. The cool feature would be if it was tied to sound and music. Oh, wow. Yes, the shader is just wow. The sound is wow. But if the colors and the shaders shifted with the sound, that would be.
Vtastic, can we access sound volume in the shader file? Because I guess if we can access it from Lua, we could definitely send it to the shader. That could be really cool. So as you hear sounds, it like pulses out colors.
Exactly. When I tested it, really the one thing that for me broke immersion a little bit was that even though we have the sound, sorry, I'm testing the mod, guys. Okay. When approaching the
Your
NPCs,
papers, please.
their voice is too normal, and that's my problem. So if their
Your
voice,
papers, please.
yes, okay, you're very single-minded, Celis. But if their voice or any sound they produce had an effect on what you see, that would be absolutely brilliant, and their voice being distorted would work as well. It's so trivia. Not gonna get over it.
Greetings. What shall we talk about?
Skooma. Let's talk about Skooma. If you smoke in front of other NPCs, they get a contact high from smoke. I don't know that would work. You'd have to puff in their faces or something. That might be next gen feature. Sunsets are absolutely beautiful. Ooh, ice caves are really cool. I haven't tested in an ice cave.
Greetings. What shall we talk about?
Where shall we go to test? Ooh, Red Mountain. That's not a thing. Oh, Ghost Decade. Sorry, it's Skooma. Normally I can type really, really well. But with Skooma, you know. Oh, whoa. And all of a sudden the place looks even scarier. Now we're back to normal.
Oh yeah, Ghostgate must look pretty trippy.
Yeah. I mean, it's really bad normally, but...
Have a look at the ghost fence, see what that looks like.
At this point I wouldn't be surprised, you know, that I don't have the climbing mod. I'm sorry, I wanted to climb up there. The ghost fence... I think it's not as impressive as, you know, the sky or the fog or the underwater. I guess. I have a question for you, Merlord. Maybe you're surprised I haven't asked yet. Would you like to take a guess what I'm gonna ask about?
Booze addiction and booze shaders.
I haven't said anything. So, do you find yourself motivated to do something with that, or not? Which is fine.
Once this mod is in a state that I'm really happy with like comprehensive withdrawal and addiction mechanics and everything, then I'll be happy to do booze mechanics. But I want to get it right this time before I do that.
Sure. I think I'm going up. I am. Where am I? Where's the cave? Zero, you sent me underwater. As if things were not trippy enough. Okay, ice cave. Normal ice cave. So later, once this is perfected.
Yeah. So as awesome as it is now, there's quite a bit that I'd like to improve and touch up on.
It's very, very purple and blue in there. All right. Well, I think we have it. Chat, if you have more questions, possibly suggestions, knowing that they are just suggestions, and they may or may not happen. Questions, suggestions, or anything you want to ask Merlord and Xero Foxx, now is the time. Can be interesting if we fed the world UV instead of screen UV inside a shader. I totally trust you guys to experiment with all the different techniques. Shadowfire, hello. we're testing a mod. I mean, we have tested a mod, and it's a mod that lets us smoke skooma and see the world differently. That will make the effect 3D, like the world can actually melt. Ooh, super creepy. We will blame you, Xero Foxx. Actually, now any poor skooma addict that we see will say Xero Foxx did it. It looks trippy enough. I think it's quite trippy. And remember, you actually, I've come back to 50% intensity, but you can actually choose just how trippy you want it to be. And obviously you have the options. If you only want the skooma animations, you have it. If you don't ever want to get the skooma addiction, it's also possible. Possibly eventually a slider to determine how likely it is to get addicted, if we want to have even more options. What was your tester? Isn't it quite similar to Seidanin and the Bitter Coast though?
I quite liked Dagon Fell myself.
It's like you're rediscovering the whole world. We'll take a look at Dagonfell as well.
Well, actually, my favourite thing to do is set up an elaborate campsite, take a puff, and then sit on a cushion and just
wait it out.
Yeah, wait it out.
Look at the flames. Oh, crap! I don't have ash falls. I need a. Where am I gonna find the nearest fire? Not in Lawa. This is a forgotten place, which we did not visit on Sunday with Random Ball when where will I find a fire? Balmora. Everything is in Balmora, right? I wonder if the flames move as well. I think the candles didn't. Who's got a fireplace in Balmora? My oven, yes. Food's oven. Really want to see the fire. Fire is immune to skooma.
Yeah, so I think it's changing color a little bit, is it? It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell. But with everything being trippy, it's a good focus point.
It's interesting that the particle effects aren't counted in the UV. I guess that makes sense. But I did find candles can look pretty awesome, and like they tend to glow really brightly against the background.
Under sun.
These are
Especially in like a dimly lit.
Walk.
Try the tavern in Pelagiad.
I
Might
did
look a
not
bit different
expect
on
to
your
travel
install.
this much doing Skooma. Do Skooma, see the world. It could be, what do I have on this install? I might have arrows. Arrows? Yes, arrows. R0s. Okay. For
Oh,
the
your interiors are really bright.
yeah.
Yeah, the effect of the shader is going to be affected quite heavily by what other shaders you have as well.
I do have quite a few shaders in my list.
Oh, yeah. The other important thing is that it's best to put this shader first in your load. Because you want it to first affect the base colors and then have all your other shaders after.
Okay, I was pretty sure I was told to put it right at the end.
I mean, that's what I've been doing. And I have a lot of shaders, and I quite like the effect of when it's
3 blessings.
because then it's changing the vanilla colors, and then your shaders can.
Okay, we can do that real quick. No, not
Yeah, I'll be
much.
interested to see how it affects things.
Well, here to
Because
serve.
I've had mine at the end and it still looks pretty awesome.
It certainly does. So here it is, and we're gonna go over. Save. All right, let's find out. What happens if I load the game while I was under the effect of Skooma?
It will keep triggering, but it'll fade in for a second. And the reason for that is because we don't actually know when shaders are loaded in the game. They happen somewhere within the first second of loading a game.
Mm-hmm.
So we sort of have to wait a second before triggering the effects.
And that's, I mean, you know, even when you're taking damage or sun damage, when you load a new cell, there's always a little delay between the time the shaders are reapplied, like the damage shader in particular, because it's a vanilla one. Add mechanic. Yeah, I still have the shader going on. Add mechanics where you pass out and are teleported to a random cell. I like that. I like the idea of passing out and waking up elsewhere. The light effect is a lot more visible in there. Oh, it's still over. I have to do it again.
How are you?
Good. Fine. I don't know that the difference is that big, but the shifting in colors feels more visible, like a lot more visible. Or is it me? Have I tested Skooma too much already?
How are you?
Let's see, outside. Skooma is an expensive habit. It is, however, because you can use moon sugar, it's a bit cheaper. Moon sugar is what, 50?
Yeah,
It's 50.
so if you use a skooma pipe to smoke moon sugar, you get the skooma effect rather than the moon sugar effect. So you might call that unbalanced because it's giving you a 500 gold effect for 50 gold, but I feel like with the additional addiction mechanics it sort of balances out, and the fact that you have to use a pipe, so it's not so easy to smoke moon sugar in the middle of a fight, you know.
No, I really think that the withdrawal symptoms need to be more severe, so that if you're addicted to skooma and you have to fight, you will consider just running as fast as you can, possibly having another bottle of skooma for the plus 20 speed and get the heck out of there. Like, you should be quite, especially with severe withdrawal symptoms, you should be quite unable to fight properly. Wow. I think the shader is a little, like, the shifting colors is more visible. Do you have the same impression, or is it just me? Try after Merlord and Xero. Can do. Can do. So, shaders enable, mudding, and just down. Save. And I don't think it's unbalancing that you get the effect of skooma for 50 gold, because in the game, most of the time you want skooma for its value, not for its effects.
Yeah, that's true. You very rarely actually use skooma because of how much money you can get for it.
Exactly. With my Geob run, like, Geob is supposed to be addicted to skooma, but because we've been so poor, I had to get over it. So that's it. No skooma for Geob. That will change everything, obviously. Extra feature for way down the line: the ability to share skooma with someone. Like, if you have a pipe and the moon sugar, maybe through dialogue, I don't know, but say, hey, here, large pupils when. that would be really hard, considering the eyes in Morrowind are very dead, very dead looking.
Yeah, with that idea of sharing it, I've been sort of thinking about something like a companion mod where, you know, when you have a companion follow you,
Yeah.
they just literally stand behind you waiting for you to move.
Yeah.
And really, when they're following you, the two things you want them to do is to stay close and to fight for you, but they don't need to, you know, hound your footsteps. So I was thinking, have something like, you know, with the Gua Whisperer, where if you can tell your Gua to wander, and he'll go talk to people, and he'll go pick food up off the ground. Or, like happened to me the other day, he'll literally steal food off the grill as I'm cooking it. I was thinking it'd be cool to have a companion mod where when a follower gets close enough to you, they'll start wandering around and just, you know, kind of do things on their own. So when you ask them to follow you, they stay close, but they're not just staying close. They'll do their own thing as well. And that could involve, like, dynamic animations, like if there's a skooma pipe, maybe they'll smoke skooma if they're that kind of person, or you know, might sit down on a pillow, or that kind of thing.
That's something that Vilya in Oblivion did. Like, basically, when you told her to wander around, but obviously Oblivion is set differently, and basically Skyrim as well, obviously, but I think Companions, you'll tell me if I'm mistaken, I haven't played that in a long time, but when you tell them to wander around, they will use activators such as chairs, as during the... So to get to a bit of that with Morrowind would be great. Like, ideally... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, with the new animation code we've got, we're much closer to that now. And yeah, I would like to have it not just when you tell them to wander, but like, because another thing is, if you've got a companion and you're setting up camp and you're sitting at your fire, your companions are just like standing awkwardly over you. So yeah, it'd be nice if a companion that you've got following you is close enough to you.
I was going to suggest wait till sunset, like wait till 6 p.m. and when the sky is at that golden hour and the sun is like right on the horizon, it's really...
I went too far. At the same time, I'm sure people will be eager to try the mod and see when it's best. Oh,
But clear weather, so maybe clear skies. But yeah,
Oh yeah, Starry Sky looks really nice too.
especially, I mean, I have vanilla sky there. I forgot what I have.
Yeah,
But
when you have Skies 4, they've got those little like galaxy clusters, and those light right up. They're really bright and crazy looking.
for sure. All right, I think I may have done enough skooma for one day. And I'm still addicted right now, though I don't have withdrawal symptoms because I've been keeping up with my addiction pretty well. The mod will be released today on the Nexus.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
I've seen a couple of bugs on stream that
achievement?
I struggled to try and fix.
I mean, honestly, even as it is, the mod is functional, and sure, it can be fine-tuned, and sure, a few more features can be added because a mod is never finished. But I would play it like it is already. Of course, I welcome improvements, but it's already fully playable, I would say. So, just to say, yes, we want the mod released today. I mean, I don't care, I have it. So, but for the sake of everyone who's been watching and you know, thinking, oh, that's cool, I want to try it. It would be just too cruel to make them wait even longer. Is what I'm saying. Okay, final. Let's hide that Morrowind. Final words, guys. Anything you want to add? There's nothing they want to add. Ah. Merlord, can you try to say something?
Hello?
Oh yeah, okay, good. For a second I was wondering if you were gone. I see Xero Foxx is muted. Final words or just... That's it, guys.
From me?
Go to Skooma.
Yeah, thanks guys. Hope you enjoy the mod. Should be out soon.
I'm just thinking I don't want to monetize this on YouTube. Not gonna like it.
Yeah, I don't know whether this meets the terms and conditions.
I don't know. Sorry, Xero, go ahead.
I must say it was pretty hard keeping this project quiet, but I'm glad it's out in the open now, and thank you for showcasing it.
It was really hard to keep it secret. I'm glad that you couldn't keep it all to yourself and you told me about it. That was actually harder on me than on anyone else, really. Yeah, no, I'm not going to monetize that. It's not going to work. In a previous stream, I realized I could kick, and I kicked a rat, and that was fun. And I kicked a few rats, and YouTube flagged it for extra violence. So definitely won't monetize that. Guys, thank you so much for coming in late in the evening, very early in the morning, and whatever time of the day it is for you. Looking forward to playing that mod a lot more with my next Khajiit character. People who are thinking of playing a Khajiit next, put your hand up. I'll have to.
Oh, there is one more thing.
Yes.
If in the Discord you type in Skooma, you might, in the GIF section, you might just see our mod.
Hey, and soon there will be a link to the mod as well. Right? And you said typing Discord in... Discord. Wow. Your mod is really powerful because I'm starting to feel the effect. Typing Skooma in Discord.
In the GIF search section.
How does that work? Giphy. Alright, I'll try that on my own. We're going to call it today. I'm gonna have breakfast. I think I need to eat. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. A pleasure to have you. Until next mod. That may or may not be booze effects. I'll see you guys. Thank you for being there.
See you later.
Bye,
Alrighty, take
Merlord.
care.
Bye, Xero.